third of our size, a quarter of our population, have 10 times our GDP? That's a question I want you to carry home today. The richest country on earth is the US, with a GDP of $31 trillion. A quarter our population as Africa, and a third of our land area. Africa only has a GDP of 3 trillion. Why? God did not give them extra hands. God did not give them anything extra than you. So we must then sit together collectively as Kenyans, as Africans, and take our position. The world comes to us and says, you have 35% of the world's remaining minerals. You, the educated, how are you playing your role in ensuring that that mineral wealth is then used to lift education, health, infrastructure, so that then we can become a developed country? We have 60% in Africa of the remaining arable land. Why should we be having food deficit when we have researchers, professors, intellectuals who then are in food security? It is not good. So therefore, as we celebrate your graduation, know that that celebration comes with the responsibility of figuring out how does Africa take its position, and that position be led by the intelligentsia of Kenya, beginning with you in Mount Kenya today. As we also challenge ourselves, know that we have some headwinds that are coming. Climate change is here. I think our chairman talked about this. Climate change is now becoming a big challenge. Why did climate change arrive? 200 years of global emissions of carbon. And we didn't have matching absorption capacity. The problem is already here, and in my opinion, we have lost the fight for mitigation, mitigation. It is already too late. Global temperatures are very high. If you go to Europe today, temperatures at night of 30 degrees Celsius. But we have only one thing we can do now, which is mitigation and risk management. And so therefore, this is a challenge for all of us, and we need universities like Mount Kenya should be in the forefront of teaching communities, reaching out and teaching people on adaptation. How do we adapt to this global challenge, which is already here with us, and we have literally lost the battle for mitigation? Because the global polluters of the world, there are two. It's the US and China. Now, the US, the president of the US called it climate change is a hoax. Now, science can never be a hoax. And so therefore, that is a major headwind that your generation is going to confront, and we need now to focus a lot on mitigation. How do we adjust the world to confront a global problem that is here with us? However, as we talk of headwinds, we also have tailwinds, things which are pushing us in front. And I will just want to mention technology. Technology is a major headwind, a major enabler, a major driver of change in the world. And I would like all of you to make sure that you are technologically literate, to take advantage of the current technologies in your area of knowledge to change the world. As we speak today, we are talking about artificial intelligence. How do we use artificial intelligence to enhance productivity in the world, to enhance efficiency in the world, to add value to what human beings do in the world, irrespective of the profession. So therefore, I challenge all of you, let us take advantage of the technology which is here. Let us not fear it. Equally, don't be intimidated by technology. Don't be a slave of it, okay? And use it to enable you to do more things. And even in the world of artificial intelligence, never lose your natural intelligence. God has given you something on top of your head, on top of your neck, which is more powerful than any machine that the human race will ever create. So as we do all these things with headwinds and tailwinds, I want to conclude by giving you 3 things to reflect on this important day. So that then, as you discuss, as you celebrate in the evening, over the weekend, your achievement, this could be things you reflect. It may even be in speeches by parents, by guardians, by your children. And to me, these are the 3 things that are important for us as a society to reflect on. The first one is education. I know today we are in an education institution celebrating a graduation. And as Nelson Mandela said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. That is true. We are expecting you to go and change the world. In Kenya today, 30% of our national budget is dedicated to education. However, we face challenges in our education sector. We currently face a decline in the quality of public education. And that is something which is of serious concern. Private education cannot fill that gap. The investment required to fill that gap is incredible, and many parents cannot afford private education. And so therefore, we need to continue to still emphasize on the quality and increase the investment in public education. I want to thank the parents for investing in you in a private university. It is not easy, and that is why I began by saying, let us clap for them, because it is a sacrifice by them, and it is perhaps the biggest investment they will ever make in their lives. We hope that you, when you also have children, you also make that decision of investing in your children. Now, there are 2 countries Kenya admires incredibly when it comes to education, and that is Singapore and South Korea. You measure the education in a society by the number of years a citizen stays in school. Currently, in Kenya, the citizen stays on average for 8 years. I know some of you are looking at me and like, 8 years is not possible.